So they had 3 kids, Eleanor Roosevelt, Elliott Jr., who unfortunately died pretty early, and this other guy, Hall. Eleanor, not a looker.
No. And the mom didn't like her for that.
Reputedly. Eleanor, not very attractive, which, that's kind of important because the support that Eleanor gets is from her father.
Only from the dad.
The mom is like, ugh.
The mom's
dud.
like, oh, you got a weird nose and a small mouth. I mean, I would love you, but ew.
Guess you're not my real daughter.
And apparently the Elliott was like, but she has beautiful eyes.
Yeah.
So he was a little romantic.
He's like, no, she is hot.
Yeah, you got to look at her eyes.
Look at her eyes.
It's like when you see a dog with the paws. She's got potential. Look at these big paws.
Yeah.
These big, beautiful blue eyes.
Deep blue pools.
So Eleanor, who later becomes, first lady, and a weird first lady, is very distant, but she receives all this love from Elliott.
Yeah.
Who's still,
At first.
we got to remind you, this guy's probably wasted for a lot of this.
Pretty easy to be loving when you're wasted.
Yeah.
You love everybody.
Yeah. And for a kid to see someone who's in the love phase of being drunk, she's probably like, yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't know what's happening.
Yeah. My dad loves me.
My dad loves me and throws up. He loves me so much. My dad doesn't love me so much, he
much.
throws up.
He falls asleep in his own piss.
It's crazy.
That's how much he loves me. He's literally overflowing with love.
Yeah.
And speaking of, drunken love, he starts being a little too friendly.
Oh, with the chambermaid.
With the chambermaid.
What is a chambermaid?
I
didn't
think
look
they
this
throw
up.
the piss pot out the window.
Okay.
I think that's traditionally what a chambermaid was. I think it was someone who's like in the bathroom with you and wipes your bum.
Imagine leaving your house and out the window, you're like, that's my piss.
Yeah, I don't know. And then you got to tip the chambermaid. Oh, that's my piss.
Yeah.
Was that just up there? I could have sworn I got rid of that. So yeah, he
starts getting a little. Well, he's
cozying up to the chambermaid.
This little lady from Germany,
Katy Mann.
Katy Mann. He starts it by stopping by at night.
Yep.
Just talking before bed.
Sure, harmless at first.
What's up? Where you from? What's your sign, Katy?
Yeah.
You
Give
German?
me crackers or bread to absorb the alcohol.
Yeah.
And she's like, I do piss and piss only. Okay, I don't have any snacks.
And Katy's there because her family sends her to America to just live a good life, do what you can, as long as you get a little house with a garden.
Yep.
That's their last thing.
That's the dream.
And now she's there throwing this guy's piss out the window, has gone out the window, and then he starts cozying up, this really rich guy. I mean, she falls in love with him. Can you blame her?
No, he's rich, he's hot, he's charming.
He's drunk.
He smells of whiskey. I mean, what's not to love?
He's telling her that they're going to get married in secret.
He calls her his spirit wife.
Which is very funny to me. That he's like, you're my spirit wife because nobody will ever see you. Like a spirit, Katy?
Only I can see you.
Nobody will ever see you, right, spirit wife?
Spirit wife. I mean, that's the cheapest wife.
That's
at least maybe a Delta wife or United. Sorry.
That spirit takes forever to get here.
Sorry. Yeah.
A lot of delays.
Yeah. But so poor Katy kind of falls for this, like the love drunk ramblings of a rich guy.
Yeah.
Who's just kind of a playboy, I guess.
They have a little bit of intercourse.
A little bit of intercourse.
And so they're having some intercourse, and now does the wife? They go to Europe, but is it because the wife finds out about this?
The wife finds out.
The wife finds out about the spirit wife.
Yes. It turns out she can see her too. Yeah, it's not a foolproof plan. He drunkenly came up with this theory that only he could see her.
And she's like, hey, what about Katy? And he's like, who is Katy?
Who is that? Are you hearing things again? God, everyone in this family's mentally ill.
I gotta send you to Texas.
So she's like, we are moving to Europe. We are escaping this ghost. It's clearly the house is haunted. We got to get out of here. Your spirit wife is starting to freak me out. So they move to Europe. I think they try to repair their relations. They do the best they can. They escape with the kids, whatever. Leaving Katy, to her own devices, out of a job. To her own devices, as if she had any devices.
She had no devices.
That assumes you have devices.
Yeah, she had nothing.
She had nothing.
She was very,
no
now
gadgets,
she's
watches,
jobless in New York.
No metronomes.
Yeah, no metronomes, no abacus.
No levels.
No bicycle.
No devices.
And it turns out, surprise, surprise, Katy didn't have a device, but she did have a bun in her oven.
She did.
Which, by the way, Heather's becoming like a hormone person for like a new career
You
path.
had me at whore.
It's so hard to get pregnant.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that
For some.
well even
I know what you mean.
like
I'm coming in, my lady, no birth control, and we're just doing the time and the cycles.
yeah.
Like
well
Heather
even
does,
that
right?
there's so much even if you're stressed,
Yeah.
your body will not let you get pregnant.
Really?
If you have like a stressful job, it's your body interprets
Like, it's
stress.
not good for the baby.
It is. Yeah,
We don't want stress.
They go, we can't. Stress means the outside is a bad life. So the body goes, shut down the cycle. This
Damn.
person's stressed, and we're not letting a baby come into stress.
Take that, Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Aha.
So if you're stressed, which this maid probably was,
Sure.
she still got pregnant.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It was a miracle that she got pregnant.
Well, those Roosevelts, they're an ambitious bunch.
Yeah, that's true. That sperm was probably.
they're
I mean,
swimming
I
far.
don't know. Elliott's sperm.
Yeah,
probably.
dude. I mean, they were trained by Senior. But regardless of whether it was the chicken or the egg, sperm or the egg, I don't know whose fault it was. I guess both people. I don't know what I'm saying. But
You telling me it's two people? It takes two to pregno?
it takes two. It takes two to prego. Katie's pregnant, and the way that the Roosevelts find out about this, because like Katie's trying to write letters to
But these guys are backpacking across Europe.
right, they're on the run from Katie's letters.
Yeah.
So Katie's sending letters. How are you? I have
Hi,
a
Katie's
kid.
letter.
What's up? Are you up?
P.S.
I'm pregnant.
What do I name our child?
Yeah. Hope you're well. And the letters aren't really getting to Elliott because he's here, he's there. His wife is
Maybe-
wife's like the uncle in Harry Potter. He's just
Yeah.
throwing those
Yeah,
letters away. They
yeah.
keep coming. She's sending pregnancy tests. She sends an owl with a stick that she peed on. He can't escape it. But finally, what tips the Roosevelts off to this bastard offspring, this demon spawn, is lawyers.
Yo, Katie has the baby.
Katie, right.
And
Katie
then
has
she-
the baby.
And Katie goes, that's
She's like,
enough
I'm gonna
proof.
get mine. I need some alimony.
Yeah.
Right. This is proof enough that
Yeah.
that Elliott
This
was
thing looks
once
like a Roosevelt.
inside me.
And this is all happening while Katie is broke, living in like a studio apartment in shitty
a tenement.
Yeah, I mean,
She wishes it was.
it's
a studio
basically a
apartment.
jail cell she's living in.
It's like a bunk bed with. It's like you're in camp with criminals.
yeah.
AKA immigrants, Irish and Italian
Build a wall.
on the eastern seaboard. Please. On the Atlantic.
So
We need
she's
an
like,
Atlantic
look,
wall.
she's not a bad person, and she's also like, look, I wouldn't make a fuss about this if I had money.
I
But
wouldn't make a fuss.
there's no fuss.
Not
No muss,
trying
no
to-
fuss.
Not trying to rock the boat
but
here.
I do not have absolutely no money and a newborn child.
I have zero money and a baby.
So I'm going to go ahead and take the number off the billboard and call Celino and Barnes here.
Yeah, except in this case it was Howe and Hummel
Lawyers best known for defending prostitutes
and saloon keepers. I wonder how she found these people, because she's living in a tenement building, which if you've seen the pictures, it's like people are in It's like how pirates live. It's like people in hammocks. There's families stacked on top of each other. It's intergenerational, like a totem pole.
Everybody's throwing their own piss pots out the window.
Yeah, you don't have a. That's you
You don't
know
have a
you
pot
don't even
to
have a
piss
pot
in.
to piss in because someone needs it to cook.
God.
You know, you got one pot.
You done with that pot? I got to cook.
One pot solution. Yeah, so I'm wondering. I mean, maybe she was like staying with a lady of the night or something, or like saw a newspaper. Like, are you a lady of the night? Do you work the street corners? Have you have you been exposed to semen from one of your clients, resulting in a child? You may be entitled to financial compensation.
Call the offices of
Howe and Hummel. Telegram the offices of Howe and Hummel, and we'll get you your due.
Howe and Hummel. There is another way you can pay.
So she tries to take Theo to small claims court. Not really. Like she
Claim your son, please.
Yeah. The lawyers like go to Theo, and this is where it all starts going to shit.
And this is at this point. So now we've been talking about Elliott. He's off
Yes.
living his life.
Yes, we
Theo
have.
has been climbing the political ranks.
Ooh, he's been climbing.
He's thinking up next is presidency.
Oh yeah.
I'm gunning for the presidency. He's done all this stuff. We don't need to talk about it.
Well, by the way, just in Theo's life, because he had some tragedies too. On Valentine's Day, several years after their father died, his wife and his mom died on the same day.
Yeah.
And he wrote, like, the light has left my life. Very sad.
He was obsessed with his wife.
He loved his
No
wife.
chambermaid.
Yes.
No, it was like he said, like
No, he loved his wife very much.
Yeah, I've never loved anybody. I'll never love anybody. He says like every day I fall more in love with her.
Yeah, it's brutal.
She had Bright's
I mean,
disease?
he's an intense guy. Yeah, Bright's disease.
I don't know what that is.
The kidney
It was
disease.
Kidney okay.
Disease. So she has the kid. So Theo, and I want to read this quote real quick. It's Theo is this quote: "Black care rarely sits behind a rider whose pace is fast enough." So whereas, Elliott might have tried to drown his sorrows after his father's death or his son Elliott Jr.'s death with booze or tiger pelts or pussy in his employ, whatever it was, Theo was just trying to outrun it, out-ambition it, just achieve. Which is, I feel like, how a lot of people make it into history. They're just running from something. So, yeah, this whole time, Theo's been like, oh, now you want to be pet, Venus? Theo's been, our producer needs pets. Theo's been, he's just like an unstoppable force. He's trying to become president. He wants to just go as high as he can. And one thing that's very important to him, kind of going back to this toxic masculinity view of his dad not fighting in the war, Theo is like, look, that's the one stain on my dad's reputation. I need to fight in a war to atone for my dad being a big old wuss, being a wimpo. if you will, a lemon-bellied candy ass, a yellow-bellied. Sorry.
There we go.
Yellow
lemon
What's
belly.
a lemon belly?
I don't know.
Pretty close.
I thought a lemon head.
Yeah, lemon-headed, yellow-bellied candy ass, bitch ass of a dad who just collected money from soldiers. He wanted to fight. So one thing that Theo did while Elliott's boozing it up and whoring around, Theo becomes the assistant to the naval secretary and basically convinces, who is it, McKinley?
Yeah.
Convinces McKinley to enter into the Spanish-American War. He puts the American in the Spanish-American War. I'm not really sure what the war's all about. I know that a U.S. battleship was blown up in a harbor in Havana. Something happened in Cuba. So regardless, Theo basically lays the seeds for this war to get started. And then once the U.S. declares war, basically the next day, Theo's like, I quit my job. I'm joining the war. He rounds up a regiment that's known as the Rough Riders. He has, and he just goes for his own personal glory. So he kind of starts a war so that he can participate in the war. He goes to San Juan, charges up a hill on horseback. It's his Iwo Jima moment.
Everybody else dies but him.
Everyone dies next to him.
He
and strangely,
talk about manifest destiny, though. I mean, at that point, you got to be like, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I visualize this. Yeah, I mean,
I visualized everybody but me getting massacred.
Yeah.
And now I'm off. And then he leaves the war.
Yeah, then he goes.
He's
back.
like, Dad's proud. Bye.
And this is where I think of Theo kind of as just like a billionaire with a checklist. Theo would have been the sixth guy on the Titan. You know what I mean? He's like a Boy Scout trying to earn some badges. He has some ideas of what he needs to accomplish. And it's like this rich privilege, like, yeah, I want to fight in a war. I think that'd be good to do.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good thing to do in my life, having fought in a war. Proving my mettle. I've never felt anything about my mettle. Need to prove it or otherwise.
Well, I think when you live such a cushy life, you're like, yeah, I want some violence. He also just wanted to be about the people that he be like the people he read about.
Yeah.
He's like, what does a real man do?
Yeah, and so he went to this war that he started, and then he came back, wrote a memoir, mythologizing himself as this larger-than-life war hero, and that's what he became.
Yep.
So, the bridge is forming as he's stepping out over the cliff of his own life, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So basically the vibe at this point is Teddy's like, I'm unstoppable. I'm fucking Railroad Roosevelt, baby. You can't stop me.
Choo-choo.
Choo-choo, motherfucker. I'll kill you. That's the vibe. And he would have if he could have with Katy Mann.
Oh, yeah, he would have.
He's like, I'd never hit a woman, but I'd hit a man.
Yeah. So now he's on his way. He's skyrocketing. He gets a knock on his door by
right. So now we're back
Howe's
to
and
H and H, Howe and Hummel.
They go, you Teddy Roosevelt?
Yeah.
And he goes, you got to ask?
You got to ask. Yeah, of course I am.
Yeah. How tall was Teddy?
Teddy, what's up, man? It's all good. My roommate Cupid has arrived. Venus is in the producer's throne. Oh, yeah, she's doing a lot of work. Teddy. Yeah, get out of here. Okay.
So they
hit me.
They gotta go. You go. You Teddy Roosevelt. He goes. You gotta ask. And they go, you got a brother, Elliott, over in Europe? And he
Yep.
goes, yeah. And he goes, he left something in America before he...
What, like earrings?
Guess again.
Necklace?
Keep guessing.
I don't
An
know.
illegitimate son.
Oh,
A spirit son. You heard you know the term. And he goes, I don't believe you. And then they go, well, that's the case, and we're here to collect.
yes.
And he goes, I'm Teddy Roosevelt. I'm going to hire a PI
yeah.
who specializes in, what'd you say?
Baby investigations.
Baby
yeah.
PI.
Basically, they hire like Maury.
Yeah.
Yeah, the PIBGYN.
Yeah, the BIPI.
The PII, the private infant investigator.
Yeah.
To go check out this baby's face and see if it matches up with the Roosevelt face who hired him.
Yeah, and this guy goes, look, I'll go down there. I'll look at the newborns.
I'll go down there. I'll take a peek. I'll look at you. Look at him. It's pretty official science.
Yeah.
This is like before handwriting experts. It's like, yeah, I'm the baby face matcher.
Yeah. Very lucrative. It's kind of like a psychic.
Yeah,
Only a few of us are born with the gift.
If you need to know whether this bastard kid's something you need to worry about, you call me.
Just women lining up with their babies. Not his. Not his. That's
Yep.
his is yours.
It's like the airport security.
Yeah.
Like the bag goes to the baby goes into a different line when it is actually in the family.
So he goes down there. He takes a look at infant man. He calls Teddy Roosevelt on the newly invented
baby
telephone, and he goes, hey, this baby's yours. It looks
Yeah.
just like you. And Teddy Roosevelt goes, how can you tell? And he goes, it's got tiny glasses and a little mustache, this baby. It looks like the Pringle boy.
Huge teeth.
Yeah. And Teddy's still fed
Teddy's
up.
like, I don't believe it. He's
Yeah.
like, well, you hired me, and this is my
Yeah.
only job. So I did my
You're
job.
still going to pay me, right?
Yeah, click.
And then Teddy goes, you know what? I was in the trenches.
I've seen enough babies
Yeah.
to know my own.
So he rides a camel or whatever, goes down there.
Yep.
And he
Assembles
sees
his
the baby.
Rough Riders.
And he's like,
Fuck. It is mine.
That is
And he's
definitely a pair of tiny glasses and a mustache.
Oh, yeah.
That is surgically. It's just extra cartilage.
Oh, no. Oh, God. It's the mutant baby with fucking just bone rims. It's like Cubone, that Pokemon. It's just the glasses are already
Yeah.
there. But Teddy's used to this. He was a police commissioner.
Yeah, so he's
in New York, and he was doing undercover boss shit. Like he would go in a full trench coat, baseball hat, and he would go around to the notoriously corrupt New York police cops on their beats. He would see no one working.
Yeah.
Everyone flirting. He's like, is that Elliott? And he couldn't find any cops that were actually working. And then when he finally did find a cop who was flirting with a prostitute he was supposed to be arresting or something, he'd be like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, mind your own business. And then he'd be like, I'm your boss.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, no. So Teddy,
Why don't you take a seat?
he really saw himself as this moral authority. He's like, he's not going to stand for corruption. He's going to bust the trusts. When he's president, he's like, we have a duty to civilize these savages. You know what I mean? He's like, he's very, like, the U.S., I almost said New York, which is basically interchangeable with the U.S. New York City and New York and
Center of the universe.
Center of the universe should be the moral police, the democratic police of the world. Like that, Teddy kind of started that push. And that informs also how he feels about his brother and this illegitimate kid. He thinks this is, talk about his father not serving in the military being a stain. You want to talk stains, baby. This is coffee on the white rug.
Yeah.
This is no good. Man, the placenta has stained the walls.
So
And
then Theo goes, look, this is my brother's illegitimate baby. I knew my brother was going to screw things up. He's been drunk since he was 16.
Yeah.
As soon as we got the dad's fortune.
I knew when we were all sitting in that circle, he was up to no good.
Yeah,
This
I was
a
busy
slippery
making.
slope.
I was making a porcupine smile with my taxidermy. He was getting wasted with Jameson. All right, this was bound to happen.
I was stuffing beaver, and so was he in a way. But I knew that mine was more upstanding. That my cause was nobler.
My beaver was I had a better beav.
I had a better beaver.
And he goes, look, my brother's in Europe. I'm gonna make sure he does not come back to America
Yeah.
and ruin my reputation to become president.
Right.
He writes to his sister and he goes, "This
Bammy.
is Bammy."
He goes,
or-
hi, bye.
Yeah, he goes, "This is a perfect nightmare."
Aloha.
Of course he did this. So he gets him somehow to agree to go to like a mental institution while Elliott's in Europe.
Yes, Elliott voluntarily.
Is
well,
like-
first of all, real quick, Katy is very compliant with
Yeah.
all of this. Theo goes to check out the baby. Katy's there. She's like, this is my baby. He's like, I can see it. And then he's like, how are we going to work this out? She's like, I need some money, diapers, formula. I live in a slum. Need some money. Need some cash. And he's like, fine, but you're going to ditch these lawyers. These guys are no good. They're covered in glitter from their previous clients. So we're going to use my guy. His name's Weeks. And she's like, fine, whatever. Just give me some money. I'll never reveal that we're related in any way.
Right here is where if she,
Yada, yada,
you
yada.
can't blame her, but she should have been like, give me the money now, and I'll shut up forever.
Right.
Give me the money.
Yeah.
Write me a check. No lawyers.
Yeah, let's keep the law out
Teddy
of
and
this.
Katy, straight cash.
Teddy and Katy, hammer it out.
You give me that ostrich you got taxidermied over there?
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
never say a word. He's like, that's my favorite.
You
I said the ostrich, Teddy.
you bring a woodchuck to the park filled with cash. You drop it in a trash can. I come by, pick it up. We're done. We're done here. No further correspondence. You never have to see me again. He's like, I'm not giving up the woodchuck.
Yeah. That's my best friend.
Yeah. I'm a weird guy.
Yeah. I don't know if you knew this.
Just puts all the cards on the table.
Yeah.
I'm a strange person. So, all right. So yes, back to Europe.
Well, then, so
Institutionalized.
with Weeks, though, really quick, the ending with Weeks is Katy accepts, like, fine, I'll go through your lawyer. His
Right.
name's Mr. Weeks.
Yep,
And Teddy
there's
goes, I'll pay
Weeks.
Weeks $10,000, which was the equivalent of $500,000, I think.
Quarter to $500,000. Yeah.
And then they go, and she goes, perfect, that'll help me out.
Yep.
Weeks is a criminal. He lines
Weeks
his...
go by.
Yeah.
No money is deposited.
She
Months almost.
And Weeks keeps it.
Yep.
And Katy goes, look, I'm not going to make... She's like, whatever. I have to raise my son now. She never says a word.
Yeah.
I feel bad for her.
She stays quiet. Yep. Katy brought into the light. I feel very bad for you. It sucks what happened and that you were collateral damage.
She regrets coming to America.
That's no good when you're like, I should have stayed in Germany.
Yeah, I shouldn't have followed my... Yeah.
If you're thinking that, it's not a good life.
No,
If
it's
you're
not the
thinking,
land of
I should have
opportunity.
stayed in Germany.
Yeah. So now we go, back to Elliott in Europe.
Well, Weeks. Let's just finish out the Weeks thing. So Weeks takes the money, never gives it to people, and then Teddy learns later. He doesn't do anything to fix this, but he later learns, which is ironic because he was so anti-corruption, that Weeks was corrupt the whole time. He was dealing with these,
all of the
whatever
rich
these
families.
cover-ups,
Yeah.
the cover-up litigation.
Because
and
every rich and
whatever.
powerful family had at least one.
Hat needs you better call Saul.
Yeah.
And Saul is Weeks.
Yeah.
And he would take the money and stay.
Yep.
You got to take the money and run.
Mm-hmm.
He forgot the last part of the equation.
Well, he was like, I got a good thing going here.
Yeah, but he's an idiot.
He went around all the aristocrats,
Yep.
all the aristocrats, and was like, you got a secret? I'll cover that bitch up.
Yo, I'll hide it.
I wonder if that was ultimately his demise. Was somebody was like, hey, I'm not
Yes.
going to stand for this.
It was because
Yeah.
he stayed there. This is right. And okay, so what happened to Weeks is that he ended up getting accused, arrested, convicted of defrauding his clients, and then went to jail. He went to do hard labor in Sing Sing for 10 years.
And where's Sing Sing?
Weeks and weeks and weeks. That was so many weeks. Sing Sing's in New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a prison in New York.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to send you up to Sing Sing. You never heard of Sing Sing?
No.
Sounds like a karaoke bar in Koreatown, but no, it's a prison.
Hi, I'm Albert Sing Sing.
Yeah, you're going to be Sing Singing real nice, like
Come
a
and
canary.
sing a song.
So he goes to Sing Sing. I mean, he should have just gotten out of there. You do a few schemes and you run. You don't shit where you eat.
Well, it's New York, though. Where's he going to go? A lot of people thought New York is the place to be.
That's if you're going to run a racket, you got to
Yeah,
go to
where are
New
you
York.
going to go? You going to go to the West where it's like there's cowboys and stuff like that?
Right. Yeah, Indians, we can give them a few beads and they'll give you gold.
I have a feeling Weeks was probably a frail loser wimp who he probably couldn't tough it out in the Wild West.
Yeah. Case closed with Weeks. So that's what happens with Katy. Very sad. It's okay. Charles has a wedgie. And we're almost done, folks. But this is the most tragic part of the whole story.
So this is where we start to see the evil of T.R. Rusi.
Yeah, this is where it's like he explicitly says, I'm doing all of this not for the welfare of my brother, but for the reputation of my family. Which it's,
Yeah, sucks.
it's pretty bad. It's like he thinks he's doing the right thing, but it's still pretty inexcusable what ends up happening. So what ends up happening?
So Roosevelt somehow gets Elliott to commit to a little mental institution in Europe. But apparently the way that he was brought to the mental institution was that he was kidnapped in his house and forcibly brought to the mental institution in front of his beloved daughter, Eleanor.
Yep.
And this traumatized her for life. She only got affection from the dad. And she wrote many letters, and you can look all this up where she's like, my father was taken from me, and I needed, more than any other kid needed, the love and devotion of their father. And now I had nobody to turn to.
Yeah, they came in, they put a bag over his head. She's like, I've always been worried my mom's going to do that to me. I need my papa. My beer breath loving papa.
Yeah, he loves me so.
Yeah. So that was, and that stayed with her for the rest of her life, and that really traumatized them. So they went back to America.
While he's in the institution.
He did a brief stint to humor his brother.
Yep.
He came back. His brother... You said you hadn't seen this movie, but there's a movie called I Care a Lot, which is basically what Theo tries to pull. It's usually considered elder abuse. You do this to like an old person. You have them declared infirm, unable to take care of themselves. You declare them a ward of the state, and then you take over them as a conservatorship, like Britney Spears. Mm-hmm. Like Britney Spears.
Yeah. But he gets back. So Elliott comes back to America. Theo's like, let me be the conservatorship. And Elliott is reviewed by 2 courts.
Yeah. Elliott's like, no, I'm sane.
Yeah, and
I'm not insane. I'm just like,
I'm just a drunk, alcoholic, rich person. I'm a normal person in high society.
Out one time.
Yeah, I mean, even Schwarzenegger has had an affair with the maid. It's a thing that happens.
Yeah. Bill Clinton. I mean, look.
Yeah, geez.
Everybody's tasted of the forbidden fruit. You know?
The courts are like, yeah, this guy's mentally stable. He's fine. He's wasted, but he's mentally stable.
Theo's like,
you don't understand.
Yeah.
I need to be the president.
Yeah.
And
do you know what happened to Grover?
Yeah.
They're like, what?
And Theo uses his power to make sure that Elliott stays separated from his family.
Well, so it's not quite his power, but it's the damage has been done to Elliott's reputation. So Elliott comes back. He's declared sane. Technically, legally, he's not under Theo's care or whatever. But it's in the papers.
Oh, yes.
The press has run with the story.
This drunken brother
This drunken, crazy guy has gone too far. He's an alcoholic. You know, quote, thankfully for Theo, he does succeed in muffling the baby.
Yes, at least they don't hear about the baby because Katy Mann never speaks up. I mean, how
even when Theo's elected,
she had the
I mean, I would go for his inauguration and just Simba that kid. Just
hold him up.
Just no words.
I'd pull a Kavanaugh, that lady that spoke about when Kavanaugh was going through trial.
What, just get up there and...
I mean, she took him to court and everything when he was getting...
Yeah, her life got pretty fucked up for that.
Oh, yeah, her whole family got destroyed. They were death threats and everything.
That's the thing, though. That's tough.
That's what happened. You know, he had to commission a couple of those threats.
Yeah, like my fucking crazy ex.
Yeah.
It's doing false flags against herself.
Yeah, your ex made all that stuff up.
Yep.
Every time you told me that, I was like, it's pretty easy to see she did all this.
And I'm like, I feel so bad. I can't believe people are treating her like this.
Yeah, I was like, what? I was like, Zach,
this
is all fake.
Yep. You should have put me in a conservatorship, made me a ward for a few years or something. I needed some help.
Should have taken your nest egg.
Yeah.
So it's out, but it's not as bad as Teddy. And it looks better for Teddy Roosevelt. Because this is coming out to like, oh, you have a drunk brother who's running across Europe, pissing all over the place.
They're like, yeah, but everyone's got, that guy.
Yeah.
We all have a crazy
uncle. And Teddy's like, look, I got it under control. He's separated from his family. The family's intact.
Family's strong.
He's a pariah.
Yes, I've removed the tumor. I've cut him out.
And meanwhile, Eleanor's at home like, Dad?
Yeah. The wife, soon after, dies of diphtheria.
Diphtheria. My favorite EDM band.
Yep. I did death metal, too.
Diphtheria would be good.
Sounds synth death. So she dies.
The son dies.
Right. Well, the son had died earlier, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So Elliott, this is his problem. He doesn't have a job. He has nothing to throw himself into. So he comes back. He's been in the papers, in the press at least, which is kind of all that matters to him, declared insane. He's a pariah. He can't go back to his social life, which is what he had. He can't go back to his family, which is you can only kill so many tigers before you're like, what is it all for? And he ends up attempting suicide. I don't know if he jumps off a building.
I think he jumps out of a window.
Jumps out of a window. He survives it. He has a seizure. and then dies shortly after.
Dies a couple days later. Yeah,
at the age
survives.
of
Dies a
34.
couple days later. He hits another seizure.
Yeah.
And then dies from
leading up
complications.
to this, he's drinking like bottles of brandy
Yeah.
and champagne every day because his life's been ruined by his brother.
And then his brother's probably like, good. I hope he dies.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think he, like Rosemary, was like, I hope I don't. He's my spirit brother now. He's just gonna like kind of fizzle into anonymity
Into abyss.
Into the abyss.
That's what rich people have access to send you into the abyss.
Yeah, the rich have the keys to the abyss.
Yeah.
Is one thing you got to look out for. That's
You
what
gotta
those
break
billionaires were trying to find. They were trying to.
In every mansion, there's a glass case with the keys to abyss.
Yep, yeah, and it looks like a dark room. It's actually just the abyss. Don't go in there. There's always one room
that
in
the
a
wine
mansion
cellar?
you're not allowed to go into.
Yeah, that is not the wine cellar.
It's 'cause
that
it
is
opens
the
up
abyss.
to the abyss.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was condemned to this pariah status, and he ended up, taking his own life, basically.
At 34.
At 34, so extremely sad. I hope you feel brought into the light. It feels a little inappropriate.
It ends
to
sour,
say.
but this is the thing. Now, come to conclusion, Teddy did this, remember, because he was worried about his
yeah.
reputation.
This is a nice closer.
He got himself, during all of this, he got himself to vice president.
Yep.
He was thinking, okay, sooner or later, I'm going to position myself to run for presidency.
And he got to VP sans scandal.
Yep.
No Skandusky.
McKinley, the president, gets assassinated. He is now, my favorite word, jettisoned.
Jettisoned.
How did you forget it?
I was thinking of cahoots.
I trust you.
I was Teddy Roosevelt, and I was just looking out for me.
And now he's president. So, did he do this all in vain?
I feel like, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I would say overkill.
Yes.
At least overkill. Literally.
Sure, you can't expect that the president's going to be assassinated in a time where presidents were assassinated. But just because it happened almost every president, there was many attempts to be assassinated. You can't hope.
You can't you can't bank on it.
Here's my conspiracy theory.
Oh, he's got the mug.
Welcome to the conspiracy mug.
Yep. That mug actually broke and was taped back together, but not everyone believes that.
Michelle Obama's a man, and Theodore Roosevelt hired the private investigator to take out McKinley.
He's like, look, you may, I know your main.
I know your expertise.
I know your expertise is mainly baby identification, but what about president extermination?
How's that sound?
Does that sound good?
He's like,
If
let
he
me call
doesn't
my
have
lawyer
face, could
Meeks
you
and I'll
kill
get back
him?
to you.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have the face, could you kill him?
Yeah. If he's not my relative,
I
would
have
you
a
kill
feeling.
him?
Yeah. McKinley looks a lot like dead McKinley. Would you agree? How about you go kill him and let me know what he looks like?
Yeah, so McKinley, this was kind of sweet. When McKinley dies, one of his last words, he's like, just be careful how you tell my wife.
Oh, wow.
He was like, she's tough.
How do they tell his wife?
Just, I don't know how
Your
they told his
husband,
wife. How do I put this?
he
Is gone. Is that good? Was that good?
Are you all triggered
like
by
I
that?
feel like
'Cause
I-
he's been
I
triggered.
feel like I bungled it. Yeah, fuck Theodore Roosevelt. Honestly, I mean,
I would
know,
say yes.
I know he's remembered as this good guy, but he really fucked up.
Yeah, huge.
A
I mean,
huge fuck up. Just like Joseph Kennedy. What was that guy's name?
the
What was
dad.
The dad.
I think it was still Joseph.
Kennedy Sr.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that guy. Fuck Fuck TR.
You fucked over your brother. You ruined his whole family. You should have just paid Katy Mann the money right there. Don't bring your lawyer into this stuff. Go to the ATM or whatever. Go back to New York. Get the money. Have somebody else walk it down and give her the money. You ruined her life. You ruined your brother's life. And you made the Panama Canal. You think your dad's happy?
Big whoop.
Big whoop.
I do hope his father's ashamed of him.
Oh, for
and
sure.
I do mean that.
I mean, what a dickhead.
So thank you guys for listening. That's been the pod.
Woo.
I think we're gonna wrap it up. If you want to check us out, our stand-up, etc., you can find me online at Zach Russell Comedy. I'm headlining in Boston. I don't have a website. Just go to my Instagram. I'll post the dates on my link tree.
You can find me at Charles_Engle. It's ENGLE. I'll be on the road with Eric Scott this July for a couple of days. You can also catch us live in New York together at Freestyle Comedy in Manhattan and Astoria if you want to come to a live show and see some of our jokes. They're all podcast-based. And listen to the podcast, share it, leave a review. Please give us 5 stars.
Please leave a review on iTunes. God damn it, it really helps.
We want to quit our jobs.
We love you.